Right, so I'm just making this video. I'm driving, so I'm not gonna be looking at the camera the whole time. But all this craziness and this shit going on, it's just absolutely insane. This isn't about whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. This isn't about who you chose as a candidate. This is about being on the side of truth and being on the side of fairness and honesty. So for 4 years, okay? Now, I was a huge skeptic of Trump when he first stepped into office. Now, you don't need to be this motherfucker's best friend. You don't need to want to hang out with him. That's not what his job is, and that's not what your relationship needs to be with this guy. But for 4 years, the left has done nothing but try to make Trump's job way harder than it needed to be. Try to say he's a racist, he's all of this shit, right? He's with Russia, right? For 4 years, and even upcoming to this election, I've even heard it. There's talk about potentially Russia having Russian collusion and manipulating and playing with the votes again, right? So for 4 years though, right? Because I agree with you guys, fraud is fraud. Now, if Trump was ever caught doing fraud or doing anything disgusting like these other fucking people are, like being involved with kids and shit, I'll be the first motherfucker to say lock that fucking guy up. He's a piece of shit. There's no choosing. I don't roll with anybody. I have views that are on both sides. I have liberal views or Democratic views, and I have conservative views. But I always try to defend the idea of a free country and truth and honesty and love, right? So let me get back. 4 years, you guys have been trying to make it look like he manipulated the election. Hillary never conceded, right? You guys never conceded to him being the president and him winning because of fraud, which I agree, once again, 100%, that if it was actual fraud, then yes, disqualify that motherfucker. But guess what? You found nothing. You tried to throw him out of office and you found nothing, right? So now, that was 4 years. You found nothing. Now, we go a day after November 3rd, and they find, and it's growing, and they find tenfold more evidence that there's been manipulation and fraudulent activity with the voting to get Biden to win. And also, this has been predicted for months. For months, I said it, and many other platforms and different people have said it, that this was going to happen. And it's happening, and now everybody wants to act, not everybody, but the left wants to act like it's not, it's just accept the votes. Why the fuck didn't you guys accept the votes when Trump won? You guys hate Trump so much for reasons that you probably don't fucking understand. Because you believe the media, right? Dude, go online and do some fucking research that oppose your reality as a Democrat and Republicans. Everybody needs to do it, but this is more so for Democrats right now because they're the ones who are bitching and complaining and causing a problem because they want Biden to win, even though if Trump was fucking with Russia off of the no evidence you guys found, Biden is beyond guilty. And the Democrats are beyond guilty. The people who are it's absolutely retarded. It's not even a fucking question. It's not even a question. Now, oh my God. So it's just, explain it to me. I want people to comment because I'm genuinely curious. Or you could just make a video and at me back and tag me or something because I'm genuinely curious on how the idea of fraud is bad when one guy does it, but then when the other guy does it, it's okay. And we should just accept the votes and be peaceful. And just what? You guys didn't do that shit? You didn't accept it? You guys were not peaceful at all. You guys have been fucking beating the shit out of and killing innocent people. And I understand the idea of why you would be mad, and I'm not saying to not be mad about systemic racism. I disagree. I don't think that it's happening. I understand the idea of why that would piss you off, because if I believed through the research and not only listening to what the fucking propaganda lamestream media is telling me all the time, if I looked into other things and I found that it was sufficient enough that there is that happening, systemic racism is happening, then I 100% understand why to feel that way. But I disagree with the idea of fucking people up that are not the ones responsible for the situation. And that's what you guys have been doing. So now you have people bitching because Trump fans, like, I guess, puff their chests out. Now, I'm not condoning Trump or Republicans to hurt anybody either, because that's bullshit. Do not hurt anybody that is not involved in shit that's going on. If somebody tries to hurt you, then that's self-defense. That's fucking different. But both sides, and clearly it's been the left or people or groups that are associated with the left that have been doing more physical harm and destruction to communities and stuff than the right has been doing. But back to the main focus. How is fraud for one person okay and fraud from the other person okay, when the fraud for the one person currently right now is tenfold more than the guy that you tried to throw out of office, yet you guys are just gonna say accept him as the president-elect? Like, I'm sorry, but do you guys think? Do you think? Because I don't get it. I don't get it. If you're on the side of truth, then be on the side of truth. But to me, it doesn't look like you're on the side of truth. It looks like, and Republicans are just as guilty for doing this shit too, because people will just fucking vote for somebody because of a party affiliation, and people say, "Oh no, I look at all sides." No, you fucking don't, because all you do is you listen to the media that gives you a very, very tilted sided information. So you're just getting an influx of biased information. That's not looking at both sides. That's not. So wake up. And also look at the fact, I posted videos of Joe Biden and other shit, and there's a lot of people who've posted a lot more shit than I've posted. You guys tried to hit Trump with pedophilia shit, and the only motherfucking thing that you had was a picture of him with his daughter years ago. You tried to hit him with Epstein relations. The only fucking picture you had with this guy and Epstein was fucking 20, 30 years ago? No recent pictures. That guy cut ties with him because he's a scumbag. Yet, all these motherfuckers that are on the left have been on flight logs, have been seen with him in recent pictures. Obama's been with him in recent years. Yet, the mainstream media does not want to cover that at all. And none of you fucking people want to even look at that shit and act like that's happening. You can find more pictures and more evidence on all of this shit that you claim Trump is on the Democrats tenfold. Tenfold. Bring up, the only thing that I'll give you is the fact that, yeah, Trump is arrogant. He has an ego, 100%. And he doesn't think about everything he says before he says it. So yeah, he gets himself into trouble because he sounds like a dumbass. But is he a racist? Is he a pedophile? Is he a this? Is he a that? Bring the evidence for that. And also, look at other fucking black people who are supporting Trump, other gay people who support Trump, other immigrants who support Trump. Why do you guys only look at the people who hate Trump? Look at the people who are of color or of the group that you guys support that are on the other side and see what they have to say. But that's not what you do. You just look up the shit that validates how you feel, so you feel that you're right. Because all you hear is people telling you that you're right all the time. Challenge your reality. Because I'm telling you, this shit is not fucking cut and dry like that. It's not. There's some fucked up shit going on. So, bottom line is You need to be on the side of truth and honesty and love and what's right. And if you're not doing that, if you're only listening to what the bought-for media tells you, then you're not really on that side, because you're not taking upon yourself as a person to look into that shit and see what's really going on. You know, I posted that video of fucking Biden sniffing little girls and touching them, like, and there's a lot of other shit out there. Tell me how none of that shit got on the fucking news. Tell me. If the media is not biased, how the fuck did that get on the news? Trump's on the news for every little fucking thing that he does. Everything that he does. Talking about groupies, which every fucking artist from every genre has probably made a song about how groupies will let them have sex with them. Because that's what they do. They let them have sex with them because they're a groupie and they want to have sex with them. So, yeah, he had a conversation in private and that shit went on blast, right? But we have videos of all this shit going on. Biden, once again, touching little kids, saying super racist shit, right? But that's never shown on the news, right? Okay. So if you believe that the mainstream media is honest, then you have a lot to learn. A lot to learn, my friend. It is, listen, equality is where it needs to be. Environmental things is where it needs to be. And one of my biggest issues with Trump and Republicans is the fact that they don't really seem to care about the environment as much as they should, or at all. But these fucking politicians on the left that act like they give a fuck about the environment, guess what? They don't give a fuck either. They just look at people like me and other people that are really into the environment and know the importance of the environment and want to help the environment, and they just use their fucking talking points to get our votes. That's all they do. What have they done? What have they done? New York? Oh, we're gonna put fucking 5-cent tax on plastic bags because bags are bad. What the fuck is 5 cents? You're just making more money. Make that shit. Take it out. Take it out. Stop the lobbying. Stop the lobbying. I was talking to my friend. Free advertisement for campaigning when you're coming up. Make free advertisement so these people can't accept money from all these people for their lobbying, for their fucking campaigns, which is just paying them off. All your fucking candidates on the left talk about, oh, we're against lobbying, but then they use lobbying. Trump didn't. Trump came into it with his own money. He didn't take a fucking salary to be the president. Like, what? I don't understand. And Biden and all these other people have been in politics for how many years, and they have done not a thing. They haven't done anything for environmental issues. So, yeah, Trump is not the best person when it comes to environmental issues, but he's only been in the political game for 4 years, and he's still not a politician. He still has more to learn. So if we back him, maybe he'll fucking adopt some ideas to help out the environment. But I'd rather gamble with somebody new that maybe I can negotiate with than somebody who's been here and this has been his career and he hasn't done shit for any of it. They just talk shit so you get them into office and then they don't do anything. They have their own private jets. They use all this shit that they say is causing issues. The fucking EPA's got money from all these people too. From Monsanto? Like what? So I understand being passionate about environmental issues, but don't be stupid, don't be naive and get taken advantage of because somebody said on a fucking camera, hey, I care about the environment. What the fuck are they doing for the environment? Are they changing shit? Did this motherfucker find an alternative fucking car? Is he using alternative transportations? Is he cutting back on this, that, and the third? Like, no, they're not doing that shit. So it's all talk. Talk is cheap. Alright, that's my rant. But yo, wake the fuck up. The fraud is real. This shit's been called for months. They've been saying it's gonna happen. Fucking COVID shit. It's been a fucking political game. COVID, not coronavirus. This video is probably gonna get taken down because I said the fucking words. But wake up. Wake the fuck up. They don't give a fuck about you or me. They don't give a fuck if you're white or black. They don't give a fuck about any of that shit. They care about staying in power, keeping the control, and being rich, and us being their little punk asses. That's what they want. Trump seems to be the only motherfucker who seems to be fighting that shit. And this is the media has not stopped, has not breathed and taken a second to lay off of Trump for 4 years. For things that are so small, yet these motherfuckers over here have mouthfuls of shit and handfuls of shit of corruption and disgusting ass shit that they do, yet no coverage is shown. Think about that shit. They're playing games with you and they're playing games with me. Wake the fuck up. If you wake up, you do your own research, they can't play the game because we're not playing it. But if you do play the game because you want to be naive and you don't want to look at shit, then you're just a piece on their fucking game board, and you're going to move wherever the fuck they want you to go. So, all right, yo, much love. Be on the side of truth, love, equality, and what's right. Use your brain, think. Don't be a puppet. And just don't listen to me just because I fucking said one thing to you. Take what I said and go look into it. Do your own research. Don't ever take somebody's word when they tell you something right away. Take it, put it in the back of your mind, and use it as a segue to go look into shit. But stay safe, everybody, and we'll do what's right, and we'll get this shit going. We'll figure out what's the truth and get rid of all these fucking bullshit ballots.